This is a 1-9, nothing heard, out to you, 9 Bravo, this is...
It's definitely been a busy start to 2023. The Brigade's been out and about in a number of elements and aspects. Firstly, we've seen contributions to security cooperation within the region, within the Pacific. We've also seen our brigade back out in the field environment undertaking foundation war fighting, and finally providing contributions to humanitarian assistance and disaster relief, both domestically and also overseas. We've seen an element from the brigade participate in the response to the Kimberleys at the start of this year. That was predominantly an aviation task group that led that. No surprises based on the remote nature of the environment up there. And in this case, 7th Brigade was able to provide a valuable contribution. Last year we saw about 1,600 people from the brigade deploy from Gympie out to Gatton in southeast Queensland and obviously in Brisbane itself. And also about 800 people pushed south into northern New South Wales as part of that response. What our people saw was an opportunity to really provide support to the community that was in need, and some of our people were part of that community, noting Brisbane was impacted. Working within the Pacific is a key part of the brigade. It's a key line of effort. The brigade provided a number of contributions to the response to the cyclone in Vanuatu. We saw elements from the 7th Combat Support Regiment, the Signals Detachment, and also transport drivers from the 7th Combat Support Battalion. What those units provide is really that first response and providing some aid and assistance, but also there'll be engineer elements there that will provide assessment of buildings, also clearing debris on roads, and also some repairs to facilities. For us, security cooperation and international engagement is a key aspect of what we do. Exercise Diamond Strike was an exercise undertaken last year, which was an opportunity for elements of the brigade, including the headquarters, to further build on those foundation warfighting skills, the tactical actions that we are required to perform as being a combat brigade. The exercise Ram Stallion was predominantly an 8th, 9th Battalion exercise, but importantly it was with the Air Force. So this exercise was a perfect, building block for exercise Ram Horn. So on Ram Stallion, it was only a small capability brick, so one of the companies that deployed. What we saw on the next exercise was the whole of the battle group Ram, deployed to Wide Bay training area. All elements of the brigade contributed to forming that battle group because it's a combined arms organisation. Let's go. Exercise Talisman Sabre is a multinational exercise, and what we'll see is the entire of the brigade deploy from Gallipoli Barracks to Townsville Field Training Area. For our part, we'll be focusing on a land component. So there's a number of elements of the training that they're undertaking. Firstly, there's urban clearances, which is clearing of urban buildings. There's also been methods of entry or urban breaching. So when they have an obstacle prior to entering a building, the engineers go and clear it. And also clearing trenches, which you only just have to look at Ukraine where there's been trench warfare utilised. And finally, combat shooting. There'll be joint forces participating, but also a number of contributions from other countries in the region, all working with our people from the 7th Brigade to build those not only teams within the brigade, but those relationships and teams within the region. Talisman Sabre is a really important collective training activity to enable us to meet our readiness requirements that will assume responsibilities in October. As we move on that path to assuming the ready battle group, we've seen the brigade operating both in jungle, in urban, and then in a field training environment. We're giving them a broad number of experiences and reference points to ensure that our teams at the battle group and brigade level are ready to go. When I'm asked the question of what ANZAC Day means to me, I guess there's probably a couple of things that spring to mind. First of all, it's an opportunity and a day to reflect, remember and commemorate those that have paid the ultimate sacrifice. But not only those that have paid the ultimate sacrifice through loss of life, it's those that have been impacted both mentally and physically from providing service to the nation. There's an aspect of pride in what we've done in the past, and pride in what our people continue to do in serving their nation, and I guess a little bit of pride too in my own service over close to 30 years. It's fantastic as we march on ANZAC Day to see the streets lined with people from the Brisbane community and broader coming to say thank you to our people for their service. The Brisbane community is a critical part of enabling us to do what we do. We are Brisbane's own brigade. It's an opportunity for us to say thank you for the support that the Brisbane community provides to the brigade.